Veer's first encounter with Titan had been harrowing, but this time he arrived prepared. Following Dr. Karana's strict guidance, Veer began his ascent up the rocky hill path. The golden hour of twilight had descended. The sun was half hidden behind the jagged rocks, seemingly closing its eyes for the night. The rays escaping from behind the stones painted streaks of red and white across the clouds, looking like celestial eyelashes. Veer gazed at these fading rays as if witnessing the dawn of his new life rather than the setting of the sun. The wind howled, billowing his black cloak around him. Visible at his waist, swaying with the fabric, was a small bundle and a distinctive crescent-shaped dagger, a gift from Dr. Karana. The blade caught the dying light, reflecting it like a mirror to the sun. Veer knew the stakes. Once darkness falls, hunting will become treacherous, he thought. He scanned his surroundings with urgency. Suddenly, he spotted movement, something crawling amidst the gray stones. Shing! Veer drew his dagger in a heartbeat, his body tensing for combat. But just as quickly as it had begun, the movement behind the rocks ceased. The silence was unsettling. Veer, cautious but curious, crept closer to investigate where his prey had vanished. With startling agility, a black shadow leaped from the rocks and landed squarely on Veer's chest. It was a black turtle, but a turtle this fast? It was shocking. Startled, the dagger slipped from Veer's hand. Panic set in, and he began flailing and shaking his clothes frantically, acting less like a warrior and more like someone who had a cockroach scurrying inside their shirt. With a sharp jerk of his arm, Veer finally managed to fling the creature to the ground. But the creature didn't run. The black turtle stood its ground, glaring at Veer with beady eyes, as if challenging him to a duel. Veer locked eyes with the beast. A staring contest ensued. Veer lunged, but the turtle was faster. Veer grasped at thin air and face-planted onto the rocky ground. Is this thing mocking me? Veer fumed, scrambling back to his feet. He charged again. The turtle hopped backward effortlessly, and Veer once again ate dirt, falling flat on his face. Humiliation washed over him. If I can't even catch a turtle, how will I survive on Titan? What am I doing here? While Veer was lost in self-pity, the tables turned. The turtle charged at him. Panic took over. Veer turned and ran. The scene was ridiculous, a human fleeing from a turtle. It was hard to tell who was the hunter and who was the prey. Veer continued to backpedal until a glint of light caught his eye. It was his dagger, lying where he had dropped it. The reflection of the blade sparked something in his eyes. He stopped running. As the turtle lunged, Veer grabbed the dagger, spun around, and in one fluid motion severed the black turtle's head from its body. Flash! A blue light exploded in front of his eyes, coalescing into a transparent, holographic screen floating in the air. System notification. Creature slain. Black turtle. Devil soul. Not obtained. Instruction. Absorb the creature's essence to gain 0 to 10 gene points. Reading this, a satisfied smile spread across Veer's handsome face. He wasted no time. He placed the carcass on the flat ground and sliced open its abdomen with his dagger. Closing his eyes, Veer moved his hands in a specific, rhythmic pattern he had practiced. He could feel it, a warm stream of energy flowing from the beast and seeping into his body. He opened his eyes and looked at the power screen again. System notification. Energy absorbed. Black turtle essence. Status. Gene points not initially awarded. Veer frowned slightly and tapped the screen. It flickered blank for a second before refreshing with his updated stats. Player status. Level. First threshold not passed. Lifespan. 200 years. Requirement to evolve. 100 gene points. Current gains. Gene points, +1 obtained. Devil soul, none. Veer jumped with joy. I did it! This was his first kill on Titan. His confidence skyrocketed. The fear was gone, replaced by the thrill of the hunt. And so began a killing spree. Veer hunted down black turtle after black turtle, his movements becoming sharper with each kill. But as the pile of carcasses grew, he realized something crucial. The notifications stopped. He realized that after reaching a certain stage, the black turtles stopped yielding gene points. He had maxed out what this prey could offer. 3 months had passed since Veer arrived at the sanctuary on Titan. 3 long months, and yet he was still exactly where he had started. The fear began to gnaw at him. What if I spend my entire life stuck here in the sanctuary? What if I never move forward? The mere thought made him tremble with dread. But fortune is a fickle thing. It never stays the same for long. One day, while patrolling the area in search of prey, a sound broke his concentration. Rustle. Movement behind the bushes. Although the area of Titan he currently occupied was known for low-danger wildlife, Veer knew better than to be careless. He silently slipped behind a thick tree, his eyes fixed on the spot where the noise had come from. Minutes ticked by. Then, emerging from the nearby pond and crawling onto the land, a turtle appeared. Veer was stunned. It wasn't just a turtle. He had killed plenty of those by now, but every turtle he had hunted so far had a jet black shell. This one was golden. It looked as if it were cast from solid gold. Its eyes didn't look like biological organs. They shimmered like precious gemstones. Unless one looked very closely, the creature looked more like an exquisite statue than a living animal. In all his months on Titan, Veer had never seen a beast like this. Why is this one golden? He wondered, bewildered. Is it a mutation? Suppressing his shock, Veer remained hidden behind the tree, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Suddenly, the creature changed course. It was heading straight toward Veer's hiding spot. Veer held his breath, freezing in place. The golden turtle crawled right up next to him, completely oblivious to his presence. Now! Veer moved with lightning speed. He grabbed the turtle by its shell, flipping it, and began thrusting his dagger into its soft spots. Slash! Slash! In 6 precise strikes, Veer severed all 6 of the creature's clawed legs. Without its limbs, the golden turtle had no defense. It flipped onto its back, writhing on the ground in agony. Veer wasted no time. He plunged his dagger into its belly, ripping it open. The golden beast stopped moving instantly. Flash! A blue light filled his vision, and the transparent screen materialized. System notification. Creature slain. Sacred blood creature. Golden turtle. Devil soul obtained. Instruction. Absorb the creature's essence to gain 0 to 10 sacred gene points. The voice echoed in his mind, leaving Veer dumbfounded. Sacred blood? He remembered Dr. Kirana's lessons. The aliens on Titan were divided into 4 categories. Sacred blood was the highest, most legendary tier. Did I really just kill a top-tier beast? It felt like a dream. To verify reality, Veer pinched his arm hard. Ouch! The sharp pain confirmed it. He wasn't dreaming. He had actually hunted a creature of legend. A wave of euphoria washed over him. He immediately placed his hands over the carcass to begin the absorption process. System notification. Energy absorbed. Golden turtle essence. Status update. You have gained +7 sacred gene points. Veer stared at the screen, feeling like he had conquered the world. Just moments ago, he had 0 progress. Now he possessed 7 sacred gene points. Not just ordinary points, sacred ones. Plus, he knew that a devil soul from a sacred blood creature was incredibly rare. If he sold it, he would be rich. Still riding the high of his victory, Veer knelt down to harvest the shell. He sliced into the flesh to separate the golden armor from the body. Clang! His dagger hit something hard. A metallic ring echoed in the air. Veer paused. "That's odd," he thought. "From my experience, these turtles are like crabs. Hard shells, soft meat. They don't have bones. So what did I just hit?" Curiosity piqued, Veer cut the opening in the stomach wider. Buried deep within the flesh, he spotted a dark object. He carefully scraped away the surrounding tissue. It wasn't metal. It was a black crystal. Veer pulled it out. It was roughly the size of a pigeon's egg. At first glance, it looked like a simple dark stone, but when he held it up to his eyes, the details emerged. It was mesmerizing. It looked as though millions of tiny stars were trapped inside the crystal, swirling in a galaxy of their own. Veer frowned, looking from the crystal to the dead turtle. "This makes no sense," he muttered to himself. "This is the safest zone on Titan. Even finding a primary level alien here is rare. So how did a sacred blood creature end up here? And I've never even heard of a golden turtle before. The black ones are usually so weak." He gripped the crystal tightly, sensing that this discovery was about to change everything. Veer stared at the carcass, perplexed. This sacred blood golden turtle was far too weak, he thought, furrowing his brow. It didn't fight like a top-tier alien at all. Did this black crystal somehow mutated? Did it turn a normal turtle gold? Veer pondered this deeply, but no matter how much he racked his brain, he couldn't find a logical explanation. Deciding not to waste any more time, he slipped the mysterious black crystal into his pocket and turned his attention back to the prize. He resumed the task of separating the golden shell from the turtle's body. A sacred blood shell was incredibly valuable. It would fetch a high price in the markets of the sanctuary. Working with precision, Veer successfully detached the shell and stowed it safely in his bag. A wave of satisfaction washed over him. Today was without a doubt a phenomenal day. Not only had he obtained a sacred blood devil soul and 7 sacred gene points, but he had also found this unique black crystal. His gut instinct told him that the crystal was no ordinary stone. It was something special. This level of success felt like a dream. Given his past experiences, even killing a primary level alien was a near-death struggle for him. Yet here he was, having slain a sacred blood creature, the highest category known to man. It was a monumental achievement. Veer reflected on his journey so far. Before coming to Titan, he had received advanced training in martial arts, but he quickly learned that human fighting techniques were barely enough to survive against the terrifying biology of Titan's beasts. To make matters worse, he possessed no devil soul of his own. On Titan, a devil soul was essential. It allowed a human to shapeshift or to manifest powerful biological armor and weapons, but they were exorbitantly expensive in the market, far beyond what Veer could afford. Without these tools, Veer had been forced to grind, killing only the weakest creatures to gain gene points. But there was a catch. The more he absorbed energy from weak aliens, the slower his evolution became. This diminishing return was the reason why, even after 3 months on Titan, he hadn't even passed the first level. It wasn't that he lacked courage. He had tried to hunt a stronger alien once. He had challenged a primary creature only to be brutally beaten. The injuries were so severe that he had been bedridden in the sanctuary for an entire month. Veer knew the harsh truth. If I don't hunt dangerous aliens, I will never evolve. I will be stuck here forever. That was the very reason he had ventured out today, to find a formidable opponent and break his stagnation. He had gone out looking for a fight, but he never imagined that fortune would smile upon him so brightly, granting him a treasure trove in a single day.